Hey guys, and welcome to another Digi battle, and today we have Red Gallantmon versus EX1 Hercules. Actually, they're both EX1, since I do have some EX1 cards in this Galamond deck. And whose cheeks are gonna get clapped today? Let's find out. Already I bricked. Man, Red, I don't know about you guys, like, I have over 15-16 rookies in this deck, and somehow I still brick. I don't know if that's like a color with red or something, but it's like, you just brick. It's very bricky, and hate it. Anyway, so here we go. So drop memory boost. He drops this beautiful card for green, Kuwagamon. Man, this card is just wow. And I know you may say like, well, what's so good about it? Well, at the start of the turn, for starters, for that Kuwagamon, you can suspend a Digimon with 3000 DP or less. Therefore, that card can actually help you control board, especially if you're going against like Rookie Rush or anything like that. So here you go. He goes into a Kabuterimon and goes into a Hercules EX1. Sorry, Mega Kabuterimon. Here we go. It's my turn. So here now, I really got to be careful if, when I play rookies, if I'm even going to hard play rookies, because at the start of his turn, again, he doesn't even have to do anything. As long as that Kuwagamon is just on the board, he can suspend my Digimon, which makes me think twice of hard casting rookies. So that's already difficult for me. So here we go. Now he goes into a Hercules EX1. And here we go, leaves me at 3. So green is still, I believe, a very viable deck, just because it has so much removal, and it's disgusting. So I move up my War Growlmon, and I go into the Galamond here. Now I'm not sure what I was thinking, but I'm like, okay, let me just try and win this super fast. Because once green usually sets up, it's really difficult for you to stop a green deck. So here we go. I'm going to swing with this Galamond. I should be checking 3 here. 2, there's a memory boost, and boom, HerculesKabuterimon. Doesn't matter since I get the damage buff from Galamond's effect. Again, I got the extra security attack from the tie since I have 4 evolution sources in the bottom, which is a great tamer for Galamond deck. At least until tentamon comes out. Then obviously you want to use him. He's going to be the much better tamer for Gallantmon. And here I just drop a Birdramon. And not necessarily because I bricked, just because that Kuwagamon is on the other side of the board. And again, if I were to play a rookie, it would get suspended. Here we go. Plays tentamon. Nice. Gets an Argomon. And here we go. Yep. He's gonna go ahead and attack that Gallantmon. His effect is gonna unsuspend him, because every time he deletes a Digimon, he gets to unsuspend if he has an insectoid or insect in its trait, which he does. And then he goes and puts up a blocker, making it a little more difficult. So here I was thinking, okay, is he going to swing again? He does, so here you go. First check, and a Biomon. I'm like, oh, nice. Usually my security saves me a lot. But in this whole matchup that I had, it could have been a better security. So here I go, I digivolve into Agumon here, get a rookie, try to just go through my deck and get some more cards. And I digivolve into a Rise. Can't activate his effect, although it wouldn't matter since I have tie already. So here I choose to attack just so I can use Birdramon's effect. When you attack, delete 3000 DP or less. Get rid of that tentamon. I kind of want to try and control his board. So I figured here he's either going to let me attack or block, which he actually blocked. So now I got 2. So I'm like, okay, well, there we go. Kind of mitigated. Activated a delicate plan. Because if I just ended my turn, he would have been left at 3 with the memory boost 5. Didn't have any more champions, so I just ended up playing that delicate plan, leaving him at 1. He digivolves into tentamon here. And now potentially has 3 attacks. By attacking Rise, unsuspends himself. He gets to draw, which he didn't drew last turn, I should say. He unsuspends here. And he goes for that second swing. Will my security save me? No, another Rise. So now I am down to 3. He's still down at 2. I still feel good at this point. He drops a tentamon after activating the memory boost. He gets a Kabuterimon, which worked out for him. That tentamon is really good. It helps you run through your deck a little faster. And there you go. He puts up a blocker. So I'm like, oh, okay. Now I got another blocker to worry about again. So now I'm like, okay, well, I need to attack him 4 times to win. Digivolve into Kabuterimon, and I go to 3. And here I go. Looking through this hand. And I totally bricked her. And I just dropped the tie. I really dropped the tie to leave him at 1. Again, at this point, I do have rookies in my hand. But again, with that kuwagamon on the field, there's just no point in me playing that rookie. He's just going to get suspended, and it's going to give Hercules a chance to attack twice. So at this rate, I'm like, okay, well, let's see if my security can save me here. Got a Birdramon, should have been in my hand. And now Kabu's going to attack. See, look at this trash security. And then kuwagamon swings, and then for the game, Kabu, and there you go, that's game 1. Pretty one-sided after that Galamond went away. So I started off, go to the digimon, digivolve to Gallantmon. I draw, and I go into that Birdramon. Really great card. I actually think that's a better alternative than using the growlmon, because the growlmon, when you attack, you just delete a digimon with 2,000. Birdramon gives you the extra 1,000 DP. So you're able to delete minus 3,000 instead of 2,000. Here we go. He drops a tentamon again, and he gets lucky, and he gets a Galamond. And here we go. I draw for my turn. I always hated playing green. He would play Ceresmon back when it was in its prime, and oh my god, it was the most annoying deck to go against. I would just, I'd be like, I give up. I don't even want to play. I'll play like 5 turns, and after it came, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. It's such a disgusting card. I mean, of course, now there's so many new cards that are out that, you know, it's easy to counter that. But hopefully it comes back. Hopefully Ceresmon comes back, and yeah. So he goes into the Kabuterimon, and he drops his tentamon. It's like, this dude just keeps drawing these tentamons. And here we go. I'm gonna hatch here, and I go into that Gallantmon. Great card. So just in case he got to Omega, and I have those 2 Gallantmons, I can, there we go, Atomic Blaster, white board. Want to control the board as much as I can. And I have 2 Gallantmons, one in the back, in case somehow he gets to Mega. I'll be able to warp into a Gallantmon. Here we go, he drops another kuwagamon. So, do you see what I mean? Now, if I leave my Gallantmon there, it's going to get suspended. And then he can attack it. If I bring up the other Gallantmon without digivolving it, he can get suspended. So I just go ahead and go into a champion to avoid that. Draw. And it seems like I have... Well, yes I do. I go into Rise, leaving him at 2. And here we go. I'm like, alright. Feel good. He hatches, draws for his turn, and he goes into tentamon. And now he suspends to digivolve into Blossomon. And this is why green is so annoying to work against. Because now he's going to needle spray me. And now that Blossom with all the inherit underneath, he's going to swing over my Rise. And just like that. Now I'm back to my having no ultimate. Kuwagamon's still on the field. Can't get rid of that. And just for the hell of it, he drops another one in the back in case I get rid of that one. And here we go. I draw for turn. Digivolve into Birdramon. At this point, I'm like, man, I need to do something. Gotta set myself up somehow. I just go ahead and swing into that Kuwagamon. And honestly, I probably forgot the second was in the back at the time I was playing this. Shortly after, I was like, ah, damn it, he still has one in the back. But nonetheless, I go into War Growlmon, leave him at 3. On suspense, draws and moves up that Kuwagamon. Now he just drops a Mimi. Really broken tamer. It's really an analog youth, but on steroids. So now, as long as he has level 5 and up, once per turn, he could suspend Mimi, and he can hatch and or move from the raising area. So I go into the Gallantmon and kind of just wait for the right time to attack here. He hatches. And at this point, I'm going to assume he's going to want to have a blocker. Because Gallantmon is really great at OTK. So here we go. He digivolves and anticipates me swinging with this Gallantmon. And I go ahead and play a Growlmon again because there's a Kuwagamon on the field. I'm not going to play a rookie. So now I got 2 bodies on the board. Again, I'm kind of preparing for that OTK. I really want to get, you know, if possible, beat him in 1 turn. So there you go. He used Mimi's effect after he raised, and now he digivolved. See what I'm talking about? This helps you go through your deck much, much quicker. So now, I'm assuming he has no blocker still, so he goes into that Lilamon. Really great card. And I believe he didn't draw a blocker. And he goes ahead and digivolves into that Kabu down there. And now my turn. So now here I just wish I had already had a tamer in play. That would have been 3 checks. 3 checks, growlmon would be 4. So instead, actually it'd be 5 checks with the inherit. But here we go. I end up playing Lightning Joust, get an extra security attack. We do have the same security, so I do get the extra security attack. I swing with Gallantmon. That's and then activate these inherits. Birdramon goes off and deletes Tentamon, and now all these other effects are going to kick off. So now I get 2,000 from Digimon. I get to draw a card from Gallantmon, and then War Growlmon gives me an extra security attack once I delete a Digimon. And then since Galamond didn't delete anyone, he gets a buff, so I believe he's at about 15-16k if I'm not wrong. So 1, 2, 3, and the 4th check. So you could see how I would have won here if I did have a tamer in the back, because then I would have swung with Growlmon for game. And here I'm like, okay, at least let's just leave him at 0. So I swing with Growlmon, there's another Mimi. And now here I am not able to close out the game. I do not have Omni Blitz in my hand. And man, that's such a bummer. But that's kind of the power of Galamond. I did all that in 1 turn. And it's just, there was so many ways you could close out the game. Blitz, a Goonie. But unfortunately I didn't have that. Any of those. So now he gets another turn here. Digivolves into that Tentamon. He should have so there was a moment where he should have suspended one of the Mimis, but it doesn't matter at this point because he has no other Digiex to do to hatch anyway if he suspends the other one. So he goes and attacks my Galamond, has piercing, goes into growlmon. Security does not save me. So here, honestly, I am just hoping he swings into a tamer or into an atomic blaster to help me clear some of that board, because that board looks disgusting. And right now I'm sure he is scrambling to try and get a blocker on the board. So he goes and swings into the growlmon. So what he's gonna do, he's gonna actually clear my board. So now here, instead of using Lylamon's Digiburst, he ends up doing the Flower Cannon to suspend. And then he swings with Kabu. He does not clash because he has Inherits. Palmon gives him, I believe, 2000 DP if you attack a Digimon. So there you go. I have nothing. He Digivolves into that Kuwagamon and no blocker. But he's safe for a turn because even if I have a Goonimon in my hand, I have no tamer. I still have to play one. So I end up going into a Biomon. I still have 4 security, so he would need to attack me an extra turn to win. So this was very intense for me. I was like, it's so close yet so far. So now here's where I put the pressure on him. He can't get rid of my Birdramon, no matter what. No matter if you can't suspend, none of that shindig that green does. So at this point here, he has to get himself a blocker. He does not get a blocker there, and he does not have a blocker. So now here he goes for the swing, and I'm like, come on, security. Nope, rookie. You can tell he's still thinking. He just keeps fidgeting with his cards. And Kabu now swings. I'm like, come on. Damn it, Biomon. We're both like just waiting for one card for like that, you know, for something to help us. So now Lylamon swings, and there it is. There it is. Oh man, I was so relieved. Tie. At this point, I did have a Goonimon in hand. So even if this is checkmate, because even if he plays a blocker, I have 2 attacks. And even there's no way for him to put 2 blockers on board. So here he still did not draw a blocker. So he ends up calling game here. Still thinking. So he ends up calling game here, and I was like, oh man, oh man. And I showed him like, yeah, I had a Goonie anyway. He's like, oh, okay, dang it. So here we go, 1-1, last round. He kicks it off, goes into Minomon. Now he Digivolves into that Palmon. And he leaves me at 1 and goes into Kabu. And I'm like, alright, here we go. Fresh start, and I'm already feeling the pressure. I do not like green deck is my weakness, man. I'm telling you, I hate green decks. I hate going against them. I like using them, but even then I don't use them that much. But they're my weakness. I go into Birdramon, leave him at 1. I'm like, alright, let me at least choke him. 2 can play your game. And he's contemplating his move. He leaves me at 2, and he drops that tentamon, and he gets a Blossomon. It's crazy because there was a few matches that we played before we recorded, and he would play that tentamon and it would not work for him. He would not get that extra card. Here we go, red memory boost. And I go for that Birdramon. I believe I have rookies in hand, and I do have a tamer. leaving him at 1 again. And there's his blocker that he needed last round. Leaves me at 1. And he drops another tentamon. And he gets, of course, my favorite card, kuwagamon. Oh lord. Once I saw that, I'm like, oh god, here we go. So I'm like, well, let me just hard play it now. Biomon. And then I go and use the memory boost, go back to 2, digivolve to Birdramon. Here, I'm just trying to go through my deck here. I didn't want to digivolve and pass turn. I wanted to digivolve and then see what I could do. And there I went. Going to that rise. So pretty good so far, pretty good. I swing with rise, I could get rid of Tento, assuming it's still there the next turn. Now he leaves me at 1 and he plays Mimi. So here we go, I draw for turn. Pretty good so far. And I go ahead and go into a Gallantmon. Now here I kind of wish I would have just actually gone up with Rise, activated his effect to put a Tamer out, but at the same time I didn't, because then I wanted all those inherits. So you gotta really choose when you want to activate this Rise Greymon's effect or not. And he goes ahead and digivolves to Blossomon. And here, I'm not gonna lie to you, I do not know what I was thinking. Hindsight, I totally forgot about that all those inherits that Blossomon would get, which would potentially end up, you know, swinging over Gallantmon here. But I got the blocker out of the way. And then I went ahead and I dropped another rookie here to kind of, he was going to end up at 3 anyway. Kind of wanted to start putting pressure. But like I said here, I forgot that Blossomon got all these inherits from when you attack a Digimon. So he suspends Mimi, hatches, broken Tamer, goes into Palmon, draws, and then here clashes into my Gallantmon. Since he attacked one of my Digimons, he gets those DP buffs, putting him at 11. And I'm like, oh, great. So he goes into Agumon. And then, bam, another blocker. Here we go, all over again. Go into this Digimon. Digivolve to Gallantmon here. EX1 definitely, I believe, made Hercules a deck much better, because that EX1 Tentamon, when you digivolve, I believe if you digivolve into an insectoid, you can decrease the evolution by 1. There you go. I actually just popped them now. So I swung with Birdramon here because I was bricking again. Shocker. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me swing to get a card. If he survives, that's awesome. If he doesn't, then, you know, at least I drew a card. And I digivolve to another Birdramon down there. Passing turn. Now here, he didn't have a kuwagamon, so I guess I could have just hard played something else and kind of, you know, widen the board. So he suspends to go into Agumon. And he's in deep thought. Leaves me at 1 and goes into that Hercule. Alright, so here I am. Suspend. I swing again. I'm like, let me draw again. I need to draw. What was I waiting for? That's a good question. I believe an ultimate. Something. So, unless I already had it in hand. So we go, I drew a card from attacking. I drop a tie just because she's getting up at 3, and I do want that memory in case I can, that way I can go up to Gallantmon if I need to. Oh, and it goes in tentamon. He draws. And he digivolves to another blocker. Fantastic. Now here, oh okay, he's gonna swing. So he swings with Hercule, tells me all these buffs he has. I'm like, yes. So with Argo, since he has Argo at the bottom when he attacks, he can play a suspended level 3 Digimon. I'm like, oh nice. And since he deleted one of my Digimons, he can unsuspend himself, I believe. Or no, I think he just attacked my security. Oops. My bad. Digivolves to Kuwagamon. I'm like, oh great. Is it crazy that I was like more scared of Kuwagamon than like Hercules? Insane. So he goes ahead and digivolves to another Kuwagamon. Oh great. At this point I was like, man. I don't know. But then I was thinking quite a bit since I cut the video. And I'm like, okay, I think I can do something. So I go into Rise. Now I'm going to explain why I didn't do this in the breeding area in a second. So now here I was like, man, am I really going to go for it? I'm like, yeah, whatever, let's just go for it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I go into BT2 Gallantmon. Now the reason I did it up here is so his effect triggers to have a tamer in play. Delete 6000k or less. Get that Kuwagamon on my face. That way my baby Agumon can stay safe and sound. Because even though he has the other one, it's at the start of the turn, so it wouldn't matter. So now here I would have swung, or swing, or whatever. And for each 10, I would trash a card, even if, you know, if he blocked me. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna turn this around. I got this. And then this card came in. And that was pretty much game there. Suspend, Digiburst to suspend me, and I was like, oh my god, my heart just shattered at that moment. Hercules kills me, Argumon's effect goes off, another level 3, boom, tentamon, oh nice, great. Lord of Flies, I'm telling you. Unsuspend. And now he can attack me again, which he does. And now Argumon's effect goes off again, cause it does not say once per turn. And my security does not save me that round. And he plays another tentamon. Yeah, you can imagine what I was feeling right now with my one tamer and one rookie on the field. So here we go. I'm like, okay, come on, let's see if I can try and do something. So I got 3 security, but I mean, there's not much I can do. I mean, especially if I don't run any blockers in my deck. I'm just trying to pull something out of my, you know what, or in this case, deck. And it's like, I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna digivolve, and I'm just gonna put my faith in my security stack. Because there's nothing else I can do. Can't attack, there's 2 blockers. Once I attack, I'm gonna get deleted, and then that's gonna give 2 attacks to the Hercules. So it's like, okay, let me just go to war, put you back at 3. Because, you know, you gotta meet me anyway. So he hatches there. And yeah, at this point I just felt like utter defeat. I was like eating chips. eating my feelings away. So you know, Grand Kuwagamon, run into war. And then, of course, since you have Lilamon underneath, guess who gets suspended? War Growlmon. I totally forgot about that effect. Now, Hercules was able to attack me again. Growlmon, tentamon, and then tentamon for the kill. And there you go. Man, that was depressing. I'll see you guys in the next one.